Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the biggest new generation anime right now. But here's the real question. Is it actually carried by its side characters? Because sometimes it doesn't feel like Yuji is the center of his own story. Let's start with Gojo. Gojo isn't just a character. He is the brand of Jujutsu Kaisen. Before most viewers understood cursed energy, before they cared about Sukuna or the clans, they knew one name, Satoru Gojo. From Season 1, the message is clear. This world bends around him. His birth alone shifted the balance of power. Curses evolved just to compensate for his existence. That's not side character energy. That's narrative dominance. His unlimited void, his confidence, his overwhelming presence. That's what pulled casual viewers into the series. And the moment he gets sealed, everything collapses. The clans fight for control. The higher-ups panic. Yaga gets blamed. Chaos spreads across the Jujutsu world. Even major arcs revolve around one objective, rescuing Gojo. So the question becomes, is this Yuji's story, or has it always been Gojo's world? Now let's move beyond Gojo. If we talk about impact, one name rises instantly, Sukuna. He was introduced as a curse inside Yuji, but as the story progresses, something changes. Sukuna stops feeling like part of Yuji's journey and starts feeling like the force driving the story himself. In Season 2, Yuji defeats Mahito. That should have been his defining moment. But what did the fandom focus on? Sukuna versus Maharaga. That fight stole the spotlight. In Season 3, the most anticipated battle isn't Yuji's. It's Sukuna versus Gojo. Again, the hype surrounds dominant figures while the main character stands behind them. Then there's Toji. Season 2 wasn't just an introduction. It was his domination arc. His physical strength rivaled Gojo. He forced a prodigy to evolve. He shattered Geto's beliefs and shaped the chaos of the current timeline. Toji appeared briefly, yet his impact feels permanent. When fans rank the greatest Jujutsu Kaisen moments, the most viral fights, the most replayed scenes, the most talked about episodes, how many truly belongs to Yuji? Yuji is supposed to be the emotional core of the story. But when you place him beside dominant figures like Gojo and Sukuna, the contrast becomes obvious. Their influence over the story is massive. Whenever they appear, the focus shifts toward them almost instantly. As a result, Yuji often feels like he's reacting to events rather than driving them. Even when he finally defeats Mahito, a major antagonist, that moment struggles to stand alone because it happens in the shadow of Sukuna's awakening and the chaos surrounding Gojo's sealing. The spotlight keeps moving. And it's not just Yuji. Other characters experience this too. Megumi showed incredible growth and even summoned Maharaga, yet his progression feels interrupted as the story escalates toward larger conflicts. The pacing constantly prioritizes high-impact moments over slower character growth. And in a series filled with explosively strong characters, that makes it harder for Yuji's development to dominate the story the way other protagonists usually do. But maybe the issue isn't that Yuji is ignored. Maybe we've been misunderstanding him from the beginning. He was never written to be the strongest or most dominant person in the room. And that's the point. Gojo represents power. Sukuna represents chaos. Yuji represents consequence. He feels every death and carries every mistake. After Shibuya, he doesn't walk away victorious. He breaks. He questions his existence. He blames himself for destruction he couldn't control. That emotional burden is something no other character carries the same way. Yuji's growth isn't flashy. It's painful. He doesn't win because of destiny. He endures suffering and keeps moving forward anyway. And maybe that's why he feels overshadowed. In a series filled with larger-than-life personalities, Yuji is painfully human. He isn't the hype. He's the heart. So maybe Jujutsu Kaisen isn't carried by side characters. Maybe it's balanced by them. And maybe Yuji isn't meant to dominate the spotlight. Maybe he's meant to carry the weight of the story instead. That's the real strength of Jujutsu Kaisen. It doesn't rely on just one character to carry the story. Together, they create balance. Jujutsu Kaisen is unfair to the characters, but doesn't forget the characters they build. In the Massacre of Zenin Clan by Maki, they have shown the shadow detail of Toji that gives chill to every JJK fans. So maybe the series isn't carried by side characters. Maybe it's elevated by them. But now I want to hear your take. Who truly carries Jujutsu Kaisen in your opinion? If you enjoy real anime breakdowns and character debates like this, stick around, because we're just getting started.